We will change the world.
Hi everyone, this is Recky Rose, SGR Star Legend. We're now talking about the imperfection. This part is the present, and the present stands for unknown, which equals change and choice. Right, so once my girlfriend left me in the hostel, what happened was I was all alone in the hostel, so I lost everything. And I went through a stage of discovering who I was. The loss of that breakup was due to my actions, but what happened was it made me very, very upset, bitter, angry, hurt, and pain. And I was in some sort of lost state for a long period of time. At that point in my life, I lost everything that I really cared about. I was unemployed, I lost my girlfriend, and also, it was just a major crisis in life. So what happened was, basically, during that period of 18, no, I think it was 18 or 14, no, about 18 I would say, or maybe before that. I was just in a state of depression, and this is where the unknown comes in. This is when a change and a choice comes in. So basically, due to the loss of that relationship, I was in a sort of isolation mode, which is a part of a conflict also. But what happened was is that I started to go through a transformation in the present. And even though you just suffered your ultimate loss, you started to develop new skills and new abilities and new things, which was part of a change that you wasn't aware of. But I think what happened for me was it was due to that change I made a choice, and the choice was that I'm going to try and better my life in a positive way without trying not to affect as many more people as I can. I'm going to try and change my life for the better. So what happened after that breakup? A few things happened. I went back into the working environment, so I'm going to call this part the social environment. And I changed as a person because I was much more stronger, much more adaptable to more challenges. I was much more able to handle loss than I did before. But then there was still a part of me that was a bit hurt and in pain. So obviously, due to going through that loss of not just the relationship, of all the other things, the hurts and the pains, this change was slowly awakening. And I worked in so many different jobs, and I'll talk about this very briefly. Basically, in the working environment, very controlled. You don't really have much choice to do anything. For example, I worked a lot of 9-to-5 jobs. I worked a lot of jobs that would just destroy my whole character, personality, who I was as a person. And from job to job, from paycheck to paycheck, from month to month, from week to week, from year to year, I was finding that I was still unemployed. I was finding that I was still struggling. I was finding that there's a lot of competition, status, bragging rights, and all these other things that are part of the corporate world, the corporate environment. In a job you have to be very aggressive and beat everyone to get to the top, and very competition, very ambitious, destructive sort of behavior. And I think as I was going through the present, this was part of the change, and I learned a lot along that sort of working environment of how it was. And I learned that basically, number one, people do whatever it takes to make money. They don't care if you're a happy person, a negative person, a good person, a bad person. Money's money in their eyes. They're only concerned about getting rich and getting money. And also the management are like that as well. They only care about, you know, making lots of money, getting rich. Everyone else that's below the corporate structure doesn't really matter because they don't own it. So you know, you see all these things and you think, wow, okay, I'm part of that. And I don't know, something just changed in me. You know, working lots of different jobs and seeing lots of different things, I learned that, you know, there's got to be a different way to, you know, actually make a living, and also, you know, a different way of living than just this 9 to 5 competition, aggressive behavior, ambitious behavior, selfishness, greed, envy, you know, all these things that are part of a corporate environment of whatever industry or job you're in. It doesn't matter so long as it's based on those principles, which most corporate companies are, unless they have true morals, values and principles and purpose. Then it's very hard to work for a company that isn't really about trying to make the world a better place. It's more about just greed, which is basically money. That's the reality of it. It's not about anything else but just the money. And I learned a long time ago that something was wrong here. I got fired from a lot of jobs for no reason. I was made redundant about 20 times. I lost a lot of jobs along the way, and you know, each time these changes happened to me in a social environment, it woke me up gradually. So in the present, I made a choice. I made a choice that was very, very serious, and this choice was based on what happened in my past. It was based on the fact that because I went through all those conflicts and I lost my children mainly, I had to change. Something had to change. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know why I wanted to change. I didn't know what the purpose was, but I just knew that, you know, if I don't make a change now and do something at that specific time, you know, things will stay the same. And that was the choice that I made. The choice that I made was to find what my passion is and follow my passion. And what happened was, going through those social environments, it's weird. Basically, the way I found my passion was, and it's in this unknown stage of change and choice, is that I was actually just in my flat, and you know, I was all alone, and I was still feeling a bit of hurt towards life and society, and you know, the losses and the breakup, and you know, also myself and my guilt and my mistakes. That I wanted to express it in some way. I wanted to express, you know, why am I feeling like this, or you know, why is my body reacting to these changes? So what happened for me, and what I told you back in the past, was obviously I was creating since I was 4, right? So I've always been creating something. And what happened was, is when the revolution of God happened, what happened was, I was in my flat and I just sat down on the floor and I just wrote something on a piece of paper. And I think the first song I ever wrote was called Power and Pain, because it was quite an odd situation. It was, I think the reason why I wrote that song is because it showed what happened to me. It showed the change from the pain of everything that I experienced in that past to a power of change and choice, of being free from that pain. And I think that was the first song I ever remember writing, actually on a piece of paper. And from that moment it changed my life, because what I learned from that change and that conscious decision to just sit there and write, whether it's right or wrong, whether it was good and bad, it reharnessed that creativity that I had when I was 4, when I was designing and making comics and stuff. And what I realized was, it's because I made that choice, and I chose to just follow my heart and my intuition and my mind, my body and soul, and that's what happened. And without me listening to my heart and my consciousness, I would have never actually be doing anything towards creativity now. I wouldn't even be on the camera right now. So I had to basically change, and I had to make a choice. And without that change, and without that choice, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be doing this right now, and I wouldn't be trying to spread love and peace to the world, as well as showing my passion for creativity. And that's the main ultimate change that happened. And obviously, because I refound that passion of true sacred love for something, it just grew. It just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. And the more I did this creating things, the better it got, the better I got, the more aware I was as a person, the more it was helping develop me as a human being, the more that I felt this is what God wanted me to do. I felt like this was the thing that really shows who I am as a person, and this is going to somehow change the world for the better. And I knew if I kept on creating things and I kept on making things that had value, meaning, purpose, morals and principles, that eventually one day the world will see it. And I didn't know why at the time, but the essence of what happened for my creativity at that point was loss. And without me losing everything and beginning again as a starter, basically starting from nothing, I would have never found the true sacred creativity, and will never be a creator now. And I think that was part of a change and a choice. And what happened through that revolution of finding the creative side that I always was from day one, I just never understood it. I met, and this is where my life really just changes for the absolute miracle. So in the present, right, I met, wow, this is something I've been wanting to say for a while. So in the present, after I found that I had a passion for creating, you know, a true desire, love, joy, peace, sacred feeling for creating things, it's quite weird. I was creating music at the beginning, and I was working in a Pacific place in Selfridges at this time. It's weird because I did music before that period of time. It's just at that time I was actively uploading some sort of music or writing, and it was the passion for music as well as creativity was slowly coming to life. And at Selfridges, you know, I met a few people, but there was one person that this change and this choice completely changed my life forever. And I would say this person, I don't want to say her real name, but because of this person, my life changed for the better, completely changed for the better, in a way that I would have never imagined. I never would have imagined that you could find someone that's not just your soulmate, but your twin flame, someone that you're actually connected with spiritually, and you was always meant to meet that person eventually. And I met her. I met the love of my life, and the person that I was meant to actually meet in my lifetime in Selfridges. And if it wasn't for me working in Selfridges, I would have never met this person. And it's quite weird how the story changes, but keep listening. So I met this person, and it's weird, this person just came randomly, you know. I never expected her. I wasn't looking for someone to, you know, I wasn't looking for someone in a sense of, you know, this is the girl I believe is going to be the girl for the rest of my life. It's just God brought this person here. And It was quite a random occasion. But what happened was that as soon as I saw this person, right, spiritual connection came, which I never had before. It was something that was intuition, something from the heart, something that you know, you can't describe in words, something that God probably made you feel for a reason. And all I remember was, as soon as I saw this person, that life just changed. Like, I just felt this enjoyment and love and peace and happiness and true loveliness and just kindness and care all in one. And I kept saying to my workmate, I was like, who's this person? Who's this person? Who is she? Who is she? And I didn't understand at that time. I didn't understand, like, why was I feeling like this? Why would some random stranger make you feel a certain way you never ever felt before? And what happened was, I think what that feeling was it was the intuition of, this is the person, you know, this is the one, this is the person you're meant to share the rest of your life with, this is your soulmate, this is your twin flame, and this is the person you're meant to be with in this lifetime. And it's quite deep to say that, but it is the truth. And funnily enough, that same feeling, what happened was, eventually me and this person connected, because it was destiny. It was gonna happen regardless whether she knew it or I knew it. It was a destiny feeling. It had to happen because God put us in that situation specifically for us to meet at that specific time, at that specific year, at that specific time of our life. And that's where everything changed. And I think everything changed not just for me, but for the person as well. And I think that's the first time that I experienced what's sacred love and unconditional love, which basically means a love that can never be broken, a love that can never be replaced, a love that is so holy that you just can't experience it again, something that lives on beyond time, something that no one can give to you. It's something that you only have it once. You only meet this person once in your life. You just, anything before this person doesn't matter. It's just this person, or this love that you have for this person is the ultimate feeling. It's the feeling of true sacredness. And when you have this feeling, it changes everything. And what happened was, because I met this person, right? Because I met this person, right? That's when everything changed. And that's why now I'm doing everything you see on the camera. Because I'll just say it straight, I can't say, if it wasn't for Bumty, there's no way I could be me. There's no way I could have changed, and there's no way I could have made the choice of being a creator without the fear. And it's because of Bumties that my life has changed. And the reason for that is because she was the person that had the sacred love of what I've never experienced, and she's never experienced. And when two people that are destined to be together come as one, even for a short period of time, it changes everything. And for the present, that was the change for me. That was the ultimate change. Finding the person that is my soulmate and my twin flame. That's what changed me completely. That's what changed the past completely. Everything that happened in the past was gone away. All that mattered was the unconditional love I had for this person, and the unconditional sacred feeling we had. And it changed my life. And that's why, as soon as I met her, you know, I stopped drinking. I stopped having any negativity towards things. I stopped all the negativity, like violence and stuff. I stopped smoking. All the things that you would normally do, I didn't. It completely changed my life. And it's because I met her, and that's what the unknown thing was. It's in life sometimes you can't know what's gonna happen. You can't actually figure it out. The only thing you can do in the present is affect it. You can affect the present, which means your actions and what you think and what you do and the way you behave and the way you carry yourself affects the present. So if I didn't follow certain changes that I was feeling as a person, I made certain choices and acted on it, I would have never changed. I wouldn't have known what changes. I wouldn't have known what making the choices. And the one thing about the present I would say before I finish is that as humans, we all have the ability to make the world a better place. And it's our responsibility to help everyone that we get in contact with in some way be a better person, whether it's through your arts, through your education, through your knowledge, through your wisdom, through your abilities, through your skills, through your talents. You need to make the world a better place, because it's not just about you, it's about a change, it's about a choice, it's about finding something that you don't know and being prepared to go through the journey. And I think what I learned in the present is that you have the effect. You can affect your present in any way you choose. You have the choice and you have the power to make a difference, not just for yourself, not just for the universe, not just for the animals, but also for the world, for any person you're in contact with. And I think that's the power of the present, is that you can affect it. You can make a choice today to go, you know what, I don't want to live in conflict. You know what, I want to help people. You know what, I want to stop violence. You know what, I want to stop crime. You know what, I want to try to protect animals. You know what, I want to try and help the universe be a better place. You have the choice, and you've always had the choice. It's just we never understood how powerful making a decision is. And that's why the present is so important to me, is because there's certain choices based on my morals, values and principles that I had. If I wasn't with Bumties, or if I never met her, then I'll never be myself. I'll never be who I am. And I think that's what the importance is finding that, you know, change. And without making that choice, you can never change. And that's the truth. So you can affect the present and you have a choice. So make the right decisions for you, your family, humanity, and the world will become a better place.